Excellent.
Oh, we have a new Patreon person too.
Well, I think we got a few. We'll go into
fucking
that.
Yeah.
We're live, everybody.
Holy macaroni. Hello, everybody. Welcome
Oh, my stars.
Oh, my good stars and garters. Everybody, welcome to the show. It's the Brian McCarthy interview show. Stage right, Adam Hineker. I am Brian McCarthy. If you're watching, it's on YouTube. And if you're listening, it's a podcast, or you could be watching on Facebook. On any of the social media platforms, it is Brian M Show. That's how you can follow along with all the horseshit. And then on YouTube, obviously, now you can subscribe and smash the like button. And
We're pushing YouTube right now.
We're really pushing. Listen, everybody get a pen. We're pushing. We got piles of YouTube. YouTube has got to go. All YouTube.
The boss is out of town.
Yeah, I tell you, folks, we've got cartons of YouTube here. I'm not going to tell you.
Yes.
Some of it's going bad.
Rock bottom prices.
People think we're insane how cheap the YouTube is around here. So we are. So we're trying to get for reasons I can't get into. It has to do with the algorithm, folks, and a lot of server
accounts.
Yeah. We're trying to get the watch hours up. So if you're listening and you don't really know what the hell that even means, by the way, I don't know what it means either, but
stop this podcast right now. Go to youtube.com/Brian M Show and watch it. Yeah. Or don't watch it, just listen, but while it's on YouTube.
Or, and correct me if I'm wrong, but can someone, if they have like a laptop, they can have the show running in the background. Just have it running in the background. If everyone everywhere, just kind of turn it on and let it go. Your laptop won't get too hot.
And I would say, like, if you're in some kind of courtyard, or you know what I mean, somewhere where there's like a large LED screen, I say throw it on up there too. It can, like in a food court,
like a short throw projector that you have with you, or if you're in a courtyard by a Marriott, even, and put it in that continental breakfast thing in the. Boy, I tell you, I remember one time when my wife and I were driving with when we moved to Los Angeles, which is like fucking 16 years ago. We drove across country. And when you drive across country, it goes like this. You go from New York City to Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio, that's the first leg. Then Columbus, Ohio, you stay the night. It's lovely there. There's an area called Brewers Town where we went and had a lot of German sausages.
Okay.
And then you get up in the morning and you drive from Columbus, Ohio to Springfield, Missouri. That's a long drive. And then when you get to Missouri, that's your second leg of the night. And then when we were there, we stayed in various, residence inns and whatever, kind of going across the country. And this particular residence inn, or Comfort Inn, whatever the fuck it was, maybe even a Hampton Inn. Who can remember? They had a giant mural in the lobby of this corporate hotel, and it was a giant, like one of those like white Jesuses with his hands out, with all these children and animals around him. I kept thinking to myself, like, I don't know if the folks at Marriott would be like okay with this. Although Marriott is owned by Mormons, so maybe they would be okay with it. But it was I remember thinking, like, they're really taking a stand on like the Christian things here. So
yeah.
And the guy that worked the front desk, the concierge, he had a giant cleft palate, also known as a hair lip. And when I came in, I remarked to the mirror, I said, "It's beautiful over there." And he goes, "Oh, thank you." And I said, "Listen, we're only staying for one night." I said, "But we are Jews. Can you recommend a synagogue around here?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't think we have a synagogue. I don't think that there's one in all of Springfield. There's a synagogue. Maybe by the G.H. Bass store, maybe by the Calabria, there might be a synagogue. I don't know." Anyway. So I laughed. I said, "I'm just kidding you. I'm not even circumcised." Then I said, "What the fuck happened to your face?" No, but the reason why I bring that up is because they had one of those continental breakfasts, like, Belgian waffles and all those tubes of
cereal in a tube. That's my favorite way to have cereal.
Yeah, I have
have
one over here.
Dry behind lucite.
But those things just fucking depress the shit out of me. And then they also had this giant, like, chafing dish full of biscuits and gravy. And I remember like walking past it and looking at it and just seeing like those bubbles like lava popping up out of the gravy and thinking like, what the hell is that even?
Yeah.
So I asked the person who was sort of manning that area. I said, what is that? They said, oh, it's biscuits and gravy. So I tried a little. It was very delicious, actually. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I didn't hate it at all. But then I remember we had to drive that leg of the trip. You then drive from Springfield, Missouri. I remember, if Ted's watching, he's like, cool, what is even Missouri? I've never even heard of it. What is a Missouri?
What's a Missouri?
Yeah. So, but you go from Springfield, Missouri to Amarillo, Texas. And that's a fucking, well, these are all long drives. They're all about 9 to 11 hour kind of stretches. And then the minute you leave Springfield, Missouri, you see a giant sign and it says the Big Texan, which is one of those places where you go and they have 128-ounce steak.
Okay.
You know, and you go and if you eat all of it, it's free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they have a sign up and it says only 650 miles to the Big Texan. And you keep seeing those signs as you're driving, 650, 580, 490, blah, 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 blah. Because there's only like one road. You know what I mean? That part of the country is fucking nothing there. So, and then what's wild is when you drive out of Missouri, you get into Oklahoma, and it's all fucking red. It's all red clay. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, yeah, for sure.
That part of the country, it's all
red clay. It's not like limestone, is it?
No,
it's red clay.
It's red clay. Like as you're driving, it's like that's the Dust Bowl. I think that's what they call that part of the country.
Fun.
And yeah. And so you drive through, and then you finally got to Amarillo, Texas, and that is where and that was where I wanted to go to the Big Texan with but my wife would not let us leave the dogs alone in the hotel room. I thought that was kind of I mean, I love her to death, but I thought that was pretty dorky. I was like, we're staying in the fucking Comfort Inn. Who cares?
Right.
Like, what are they someone next door is gonna like complain to the management or something? Like, I hear a dog barking in that room. You're lucky that's all you hear. But then then from Amarillo, I'm just really going to bore everybody. And then from Amarillo, the next leg of that jaunt is you go from Amarillo, Texas. Now you go to Flagstaff, Arizona, which is in northern Arizona. And that's another. And that is when you drive through the panhandle of Texas, and then you drive. And that is fucking wild because you drive. Like it looks like you're on, remember like Roadrunner cartoons?
Sure.
It looks like Roadrunner. Like it's like these giant like stalactites. I don't know what they are. Big rocks and shit.
You got to watch out for tunnels painted on the side of
Yeah. A lot of
walls.
A lot of Acme Dynamite.
You can go straight into those.
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. I saw, true story. I saw a coyote painting like road lines on a cliff. And I saw this poor fucking bird. The bird ultimately knew not to do it, but yeah, it's a weird part of the country.
Kind of a little rascal. The bird was.
Yeah.
You also want to periodically look down too, because you may have actually run off a cliff at any point.
But what's nice about that is if you look down, you're usually gonna have a few seconds.
To
register.
Sure. Well, to grab your sign.
Yeah.
That says what you're thinking.
Help me.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll give you a second to.
Yeah. Exactly.
Grab your
sign. I saw the two of them, and I could tell. I said, "Boy, there's a lot of history with these two." So we just kept driving. So and then we got to Flagstaff, Arizona, and we stayed another night Flagstaff. That was not very unremarkable. And then from Flagstaff the next day, and this is the real fucking bear. You drive from Flagstaff to Los Angeles. And that is where you drive through. Oh my gosh, that is like through the fucking desert. That was the part where we were driving, and at one point we had to stop literally in Death Valley. Death Valley is a real place. Yeah. And
I've heard.
So we stopped in Death Valley, and it was 117 degrees, and we had to get the dogs out of the car to pee, and it was so hot that I had to like use bottled water to like pour on the ground so that they could even step there. And then I saw not the weirdest thing, but it was an unusual scene. I remember we stopped at a rest stop, and we're at this rest stop, and I look over, and they're all of a sudden roaring into the rest stop. There were like 16 like beautiful Harley Davidsons, right? I mean, like gorgeous looking motorcycles.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like motorcycles, but all chromed out and everything, you know. But each of them were ridden by like men and some women, and they were wearing like expensive leathers, but you could tell they weren't American. They were wearing and they had like little weird sunglasses on, but they look like kind of like Dieter from Sprockets. Like they look like you could look for them and you're like, they're fucking German or something.
Weird mod biker gang.
And then they were with this woman who was this kind of leathery, like, you know, like freckle-titted, blonde, like kind of a desert rat, you know what I mean? And she was and she had a cowboy hat on, and she was on her own Harley, kind of leading all of them. And they all kind of it was at a Dairy Queen, and they all got off and they kind of brushed the dust off, and they all went to like get in line at the Dairy Queen. So I actually went up to the blonde woman and I said, hey, sorry. I said, where can a guy get his cock sucked around here? Now I said, I'm just curious. I'm like, what is all of this? Like, why, what do you, and she goes, I work for a touring company, and we rent Harley Davidsons to people so they can ride Route 66.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yes. And they were all from Belgium. They were all from like Antwerp.
Like biker gang cosplay.
Yeah. And I said, yeah, it's funny. The kids in school used to call me a little twerp.
She loved it.
Yeah, she loved it. Yeah. Then she took me behind the and then it was wild. And then there was another guy driving like a truck, and it had like a little trailer with it, and it had like stuff like, I don't know. They were like, because Route 66 where you can get your kicks, by the way.
Certainly. What they're most known for.
Yeah, it's known primarily for its kicks.
Right.
And Belgians.
Right.
Yeah, we are pretending to be on the road of American freedom.
Yes.
We're riding from A to B, yes. We will see the coastline of this disgusting country in a fortnight. And so they were right. But they were all there, and so, yeah, I thought that was wild. I was like, oh, fucking, there you go. And then you get to Los Angeles, and then you're there. But
did you know there's European biker gangs?
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize that there was international champ. I don't remember where I learned that, but
you know where there's a shitload, where there's the biker gangs. The Hells Angels are number one. The Hells Angels are very big internationally.
Yeah,
especially
I knew a guy, a UK Hells Angel.
Hello.
Yeah, he was a bit of a geezer.
Yeah, I'm about to go get it.
That's for you, Ted.
The Mongols down the way. We're gonna have a big knife fight. You can't really get guns in England, you know what I mean? So a lot of broken bottles. I tell you, I would almost rather have a gunfight than like some fucking guy from like Leeds with a broken bottle coming at me, you know, doing like bad trucker speed he got when he was on. I was on holiday in Ibiza and I bought some cocaine. I've been up for 3 days.
I knew a guy, he lived on a boat. I think he still lives on a boat, but he was formerly like a high-ranking Hells Angel. And he remember he said that he had to, like, when you get your sort of initially when you get your patch and your bat, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is,
and a bag of and a box of coupons.
But he's like, the final initiation was like
sucking everybody off.
Yeah. Oh, if only.
Yeah, gangbang,
they put like whatever your commemorative switchblade or whatever that signifies that you're now officially a Hells Angel. But it's like they put it in like a glass case.
Oh, and
they're like, you have to get it with your bare hands. Like you can't use anything. So basically, you have to punch through a fucking. That's like one of the initiations. You had to punch through a fucking.
That is so stupid.
How crazy!
I know.
How much would we not become Hells Angels?
I would. Yeah.
Like, can I just balance your books?
I'd be like Spider from Goodfellas. Yes. I just walk around like getting everybody. Yeah, another natural light, boys.
Yeah,
right.
One of those weird things where it's not like terrifying. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna get beat up or something, but it's just like, how is that even? How are you even gonna do that? And can I use my feet?
Yeah. No, only your hands.
Weirdly,
yeah. I'd be like the very fey, so like Cabana Boy at the right. They'd be like, hey, they call me something like, hey, hey, nickel tits, why don't you bring me another grilled cheese? Right. I'm like, I don't know why we bought the panini grill if you guys are going to call them grilled cheeses. Okay.
Gay
yeah. It's a panini, not a grilled cheese.
Well, you watched Sons of Anarchy, yeah?
No, did not.
You did. Oh,
no.
There was a guy that like didn't have. He only had pointer fingers.
What?
Because like his fingers were cut off by one of their enemies or something, and I think it was kind of like an enemy of my enemy is my friend type situation, because they sort of like made this guy their accountant. But you be that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
There was definitely the guy that you're explaining. He was kind of like the chef.
Okay.
He did the books,
right?
And also like a mascot.
Yeah, it'd be funny that they're like, we're going into town, and he gave us Nickel Tits gave us a list of stuff to buy. They call me up. They're like, they're in like the aisle. They're like, I don't even know what this. Well, spell it for me. GRUY. It's Gruyere. It's a melting cheese. You like your grilled cheeses. I make them on a panini. It's Gruyere. Okay. Right. And while you're there, get aluminum foil, but make sure it's Reynolds wrap. I gotta go. I'm brining something. God, just like
idiot doesn't know the difference between a salad fork.
Yeah. God, what would these guys do without me? Just like living in the background, right?
That would be great. I would love that.
Yeah, I sure hope you guys don't butt fuck me all day.
Right?
Like, we're not that kind of gang.
The veto.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, exactly. Like. So, well, in French Canada,
I'm feeling extra vulnerable.
Yeah, God, I sure hope nobody comes back here and makes me suck everybody's dicks all day. Not. Yeah,
while I hold their vests.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like really specific.
Yeah,
while I sew that patch on your vest.
Is this? Do I have to spot clean everybody's vest today? God, how much blood is on this thing,
man? Yeah, it's a very interesting. The biker gang is very interesting because when you watch a lot of crime documentaries and stuff, you sort of like run out of mafia and like cartel stuff, and then you eventually get to the more advanced, like the weirder white trash biker gang, because it's organized crime. Like you don't realize it, but it's
for sure. Yeah, and in French Canada. In Quebec, they have that's a huge thing up there. Which French Canadian biker gangs, they run the whole fucking show up there. As a matter of fact, and I can't really get into it because I'm gonna fucking botch all of it, but there's a famous thing where one of the leaders of a French Canadian biker gang was in prison in Quebec and escaped prison because the other guys in his prison gang, or I'm sorry, a motorcycle gang or whatever group club, they got a fucking helicopter and they dropped down in the middle of the yard with like a rope, and they just grabbed him in the middle of the day, like a bunch of like friends. I just picture like a bunch of guys with like stylish vests on and berets being like, attends, c'est temps pour toi, viens ici. Like these guys were. They escaped. That's how they escaped. They came down in a helicopter in the middle of the fucking yard or something in some place in Quebec, and the guy left, and they went. Desmond, who's done this show, my old roommate, his half brother, I believe, is the leader of either, and maybe he's retired because he's an older guy. I don't really know, but there's an area there's a city in Quebec called Trois-Rivières, Three Rivers. Thank you very much. And that is a very gnarly town in Quebec. Like it's all French Canadian, but it's all they.
Is Desmond Canadian?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from Ottawa. His family's Jamaican. He's from Ottawa. That actually
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yes. So that's why he's so polite. So
wait, so his brother is
like the leader of either the Hells Angels or like the Mongols or maybe it's some French Canadian name like Les Frères. We're the brothers.
And is it a bunch of black guys, or is it is he just like
he's also like, I actually met this guy a million years ago, but he's a huge fucking jack guy, but he's like a half white or something. But I don't think the Hells Angels are necessarily like racist. I don't know if they're like a white gang or not.
I think it used to be, and then I think that there's
back in the good old days. Is that what you're trying to say?
Right.
Yeah. Right. Right.
When America was great.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that there were like more, you know, much like fraternities, there's like primarily black biker gangs.
Yeah.
And then, but I think they're maybe a little more integrated now. I don't know.
Did I send you that cartoon on Instagram of the Mormons?
Maybe.
Okay. I don't know. I sent you some. I don't send
Okay.
you. It was a reel. It was a reel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I enjoy the reels.
Yeah. It was yeah. I do say you can really lose an hour watching this dumb things.
Sure.
But it's basically, it was a cartoon and it was like made by the Mormon church from like the 70s. And it's like, and it was basically explained like the beginning of Mormonism, how there were like a council of angels. It's all very much set up like a mid-level like marketing company or something. It was like, and then God sat with the archangel Gabriel, and Lucifer plays a very prominent role in Mormonism.
Okay.
So apparently Lucifer went to all the other angels, and they were all like a council. They're all sitting around a table in this fucking cartoon that I sent you. I think I sent you, but I watched it. I was like, this is fascinating. And it was like one of those things that like they would show you if you went to like Sunday school for Mormons, like as a kid, you know what I mean? Because it was like, and it was like, and then God had a council of angels, and Gabriel was there, Ezekiel was there, Michael was there, and Lucifer was there. And they point over, and Lucifer's like sitting at the table with his arms crossed. He looks kind of cunty. He's like, I don't even want to be here. I hate this whole fucking place. And then they go around, and then at a certain point, all these angels are like talking to God, and they like Michael's like, we have to smite your creations on this planet Earth that you created, they are sinning too much. And then Lucifer gets up and he's like, he tries to do like a coup, but like a verbal coup, because he was like, I don't understand why we're all even worried about these humans. Angels, come with me. And we will go down to Earth, and we will be kings among the men of Earth. So come with me, angels. So some of the angels went with him, and this is the fucked up part. And if anyone's listening to this, they think I'm full of shit. This is actually what the Mormons believe. They've tried to, like, no pun intended, whitewash it. But and I'm gonna fuck it up a little bit, but I'm pretty much on point with this. So he goes, come with me, angels. So basically, some of the angels said, all right, we're gonna go with Lucifer. We're gonna be kings on Earth. So they go down to Earth. So then God, to punish them, made all of their skin black. So
I have heard this.
Yes,
I have heard this.
Right. So now, the idea is, so they all went down to Earth, so you could tell all the bad people on the planet Earth because they were black and they were descended from the devil.
Right.
So white people, just everyone get a pen. There will be a test on this. In the Mormon religion, the white people are descended from the good angels created by God, and black people are descended from Lucifer and his unholy minions. So, and the reason why they're black is because God did that, so you'd know that they were cursed by him. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
And so that's why you don't see a whole lot of black Mormons running around.
Well, that's the crazy thing. And I remember the reason, actually the person that told me that was my girlfriend. And it was because there's a dude in my building that we know. And he's black.
Okay.
And he turned out to be a Mormon. And
I was self-hating.
And I didn't know why that was a big deal. And then she told me some different, version of what
variation of what I just
variation
said. Yeah.
of what you just told me. And I had no idea.
Yeah. Which is interesting to me because, look, I understand how religions kind of go through, evolutions through the years. But number one, Mormonism is pretty fucking new. It's like,
it's very new.
Yeah, it's like 1840 or something. And there's that great South Park about how it started, and they just keep going dum da dum 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 dum. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, it's wild because it's so new, and they're kind of like, and they sort of realized for the marketing, they're like, all right, listen, everybody, we got to have a meeting here, and we got to all that black stuff. We're just going to change it. Well, that's how it all started. So,
right. Have you seen the Book of Mormon?
No.
Oh,
I know. I hear it's great. I know. I do hear it. I do hear it's great. That is like the one.
Love it.
That's the one show I think I could sit through.
Yeah, it's the only one that I have sat through. I mean, that I didn't hate. I've seen a couple of musicals.
Yeah, I do not like. It's awkward because my daughter loves Broadway, and I do love her very much, and I love that she loves it. And I can appreciate Broadway for what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's an American art form. I get it. It's, and but number one, I have a hard time. The vision, I'm not going to put this on my vision, because even when I could see fine, matter of fact, I would almost say I like it more now that I can't see it.
Yes.
But
I can just sit back.
Just sit back and like,
sit back and seethe with my eyes closed.
Fucking most Broadway theaters are so uncomfortable because the seats are not designed for. I mean, now that I've lost all this weight, but it's they're not for an American carriage, as they would say.
Okay,
like, they're tiny little seats because they're from the late 19th century. Like the the Nederlander or the Barrymore, those little Broadway theaters from like the late 19th century. They're tiny, so they're little seats. They're really, really uncomfortable. So yeah, but I do want to say, we were talking about religion for a minute. There's a show, I don't know, and I know I hate when people talk about shows, but just hear me out for a minute, because I found this and it's so good. Have you heard of Midnight Mass?
No.
On Netflix?
No.
Okay. It's called Midnight Mass. It's on Netflix. It's an 8-part, and then it's done. It's 8 of them and it's done. And it's the same guy who directed The Hills Have Eyes, which is a horror movie, which
thriller, right? Or something.
Without giving too much away. Spoiler alert. No, without giving too much away. It's about a priest that comes back. Basically, it's about this island community somewhere in America, current day, and it's depressed. Like there was some sort of an oil spill. There's declining numbers of fish. The island at one point had like 1,000 people. Now it's down to like 180 people. It's just kind of like, it's this island that is in very slow decay. So, but they're all Catholic. It's a very Catholic island. So their local priest, they all get money together, and the priest is really old, and they go, okay, before you pass away, we're going to send you to the Holy Land. We're, Father, this is a gift for you. So they send the guy off to Jerusalem, whatever it is. And then on the way back, of course, the way I love country music, my Holy Land is Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
But they send him away.
You're a big Dolly guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like any new country. I'll be candid.
Sure.
And the minute that
Merle Haggard.
Yeah, the minute that Hootie showed up, I mean, what is that about? Please. And and now Beyonce, stop it.
Is she doing?
Yeah, she's got
something with a little twang.
Yeah, she's got a huge country song now. It's called.
Oh God.
Yeah, and it sounds like a parody of a.
I think maybe I heard it and I didn't even realize.
That's her.
I thought it was just like commissioned for a show or something.
Yeah, everyone's up in arms. The country people. They're taking over. How dare they?
I mean, they are some of the bigger. There's some big country acts that are like, maybe not. They're like mixed race.
This was the last place for you.
Kane Brown. Have you heard of Kane Brown?
Let's just say this was the last genre of music. You didn't have to lock your door at night. Right. Let's just say that, and that's all I'll say about it. I'm as happy to have everything integrated as well. But can we just have one goddamn thing?
Yes.
Anyway, so the thing opens, and then I'll just shut up about this. But it opens up. They have like ferries, back and forth. There's no roads because island, and so they shows up, and you just see a guy in a jacket and a hat. You learn later on it turns out to be a new priest, but he's dragging this giant like crate, like this big fucking crate, and he's dragging it, and he brings it into the church, into the rectory, and he puts it down. And he knocks on top of the crate, and you hear some knocks back. Okay. So there's something in that crate. And then it goes from there. And it's fucking crazy. It's really worth it. I watched it, and especially if like I was raised Catholic and you were too.
I was, yes.
But there's a lot of like, there's altar boys. There's no sexual abuse, which I was disappointed with. But there's
Maybe I could get like a director's cut with leave some of that in.
I could do some fan fiction.
Yes,
Midnight Mass fan fiction. Yeah, the box that they actually pry open the box. It's just a bunch of horny altar boys who molest the priests. That'd be a different take. Yeah.
Oh, I bet that's got to be a genre.
A genre or something. Oh, by the way, I want to. So anyway, listen. If you're listening, even if you have a Ted, I don't know if they have Netflix in England or not. I know they do. I'm just fucking around. But just while I'm thinking about it, I ordered the headshots.
So, okay, great. We got another. There was another order.
Awesome, great. So
our buddy,
and you know what? I'm not gonna.
Hold on. I'm gonna see what his name was. Our buddy from one of our guys from Australia.
Shout out,
Steve Lemon. Is it?
Yeah, he's a great guy. What's up, Steve?
Yeah.
Hey Siri. Open photos. I'm just gonna show you, Adam. You can get an exclusive of the headshots. I have 3 done here. I got 3.
Please.
I'm gonna send everyone is gonna get the vertical one because I think it's the most ridiculous one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hold on, everybody. Sorry. So essentially, how the fuck did it go? Hold on, I got him. Don't worry, everybody. We're good. We're in the pocket here. Yeah. So I ordered them. I got Sasha Knopf to help me with like picking them out. I paid her. And
celebrity curator
Sasha Knopf, and she was good. She was kind of a pain in the ass, but she was good. I'm just kidding, Sasha. You're not going to hear this, but it was very interesting to have her be involved in this because it took longer than it should have. And then she sent me an invoice for like $400 fucking, and then she was like, hey, here's your invoice. Can you pay this right now? And I was like,
wow.
Okay.
Before you give me a predated check.
Yeah. Before you do anything. Sure. I guess.
Oh, she hadn't done it because she retouched them.
No, you can't retouch headshots.
Oh, you can't?
No, you're not allowed.
Oh.
She made my one hand was too light. She made my hand.
Isn't that retouch? I thought that was retouching.
Well, technically, yes.
Okay.
But it wasn't retouching my face.
Oh, okay.
It was just like my hand. It was more of a lighting issue. It wasn't like taking bags under my eyes or taking laugh lines off my face.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't mean like.
Yeah. Well, that's retouching.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
I mean,
I thought it was anything to manipulate.
It is. You're right. But when you're looking at like an acting headshot, and
you don't want to get all cute with stuff.
Right? They're like, who's this beautiful?
It's not
boy?
like you're writing a prisoner or something.
Yeah. Who's this beautiful boy in the picture? And then I show up. I'm like, hello.
Right. That's what you mean by you can't. Yeah.
Yes, I'm ready for the
people have gotten way too crazy with the
filters and everything. God. Okay, so I can't. I'm going to show you. As a matter of fact, so this is the new dislabeled press photo.
Okay.
There it is.
All right.
All right. And then this is another headshot.
Yes.
That's a good one. And then
you might book a soap opera.
Oh, I'm hoping.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I know, right? And then it's the fucking third one is in here somewhere.
Great.
That's good. Hold on. I gotta hey Siri. Open Dropbox.
I could probably find them if I just.
So you look at this. Look at Headshots 2024. It's the folder, and that's so. Anyway, so I know that we've mentioned this 100 times, and I know it's kind of like who cares, but if you are a member of the Patreon, okay, if you send us your address anywhere in the world.
We've gotten quite a handful of international.
We've got a handful of internet strikes. Yeah, exactly. I didn't. So yeah, someone from Easter Island, which So anyway, if you do that, I will send you an autographed headshot, which I know sounds ridiculous, but that's kind of the point of it. So please don't think that I'm doing this silly. And thinking that it's anything other than just ridiculous. So, but we do appreciate the support.
Okay.
And that's it. So
these are good.
Yeah. You see the white shirt one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the good one.
That one I think I saw already. Maybe you sent it to me.
I may have, yes.
But the blue
cable, yeah. It's a blue cashmere sweater.
I don't want to spoil it, but it's like
Go ahead. Have your fun.
It's like
I am as God made me.
It's like if you could attempt to be sexy.
Yep.
And also
like
some sort of developmental.
Yeah, yeah, like smoldering. Like it. Okay, that picture looks like somebody who was born looking like they have Down syndrome, but doesn't have Down syndrome, and has gone through surgery to correct the Down syndrome, and they've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, and is kind of trying to seduce me a little bit.
Yes,
and it's working.
I'm smoldering. Smoldering look.
These are great.
Yeah,
they're great.
So
and people are really they're excited.
Yeah, you're gonna love them. So listen, I ordered them yesterday. I'm gonna get them by.
Might have to have an envelope stuffing party. I mean, at this rate,
that's what I call my birthday.
Fuck yeah!
Fucking my envelope's my asshole. Fucking shut up. Yeah. So
invite all the neighbor kids over.
Yeah, go ahead, lick it. Make sure you lick those stamps, kids. Lick the stamps. So yeah, so we're gonna do that. I'm getting them on. I swear to God, and also I will ask a favor of you. You are under no obligation to do this, but if when you get your picture, your photograph, if you could hold it up and take a picture of yourself with the photograph,
people will definitely do that.
That would be great. You don't have to do that if you don't want to be on. I don't know. You don't want to be affiliated. Maybe you have some sort of a job you don't want to lose or something.
No, these miscreants have nothing.
I think,
exactly. No, we have kind of like the common thread amongst these folks are rock bottom.
Okay,
I think.
Good. Yeah,
and a lot of divorced dads.
Yeah, can't get fired from the unemployment line.
A lot of divorced dads sleeping on IKEA sofas.
Right, exactly.
Partial visitation.
Carol, his teeth are fine. He doesn't need braces. Carol, Jesus Christ, spend all my fucking money. Why don't you? I don't know. I don't even know if autism is a real thing. Why is he going to a doctor?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So, and then I did want to mention some porn stuff, which I think is very important.
Oh, yeah, please.
So if you've been listening to the show for a while, you might know that I have been a fan, and I like to think I was ahead of the curve on this.
Okay.
mompov.com, which is a very unfortunately named website because nobody likes to like type in mom if you're jerking off. I mean,
or they love it,
or that's all you type in,
or they finish by the second keystroke.
By the time I get to the O, I've come twice. Oh, mommy!
Like it's just all O's because
then you slap the laptop down in disgust, or actually, in my case, you run out of the library. We told you to stop jerking off in here. What, mommy?
Oh no!
You're gonna be late for soccer practice again, mommy? You're late for soccer practice.
I just saw a thing on. I was scrolling through Instagram. A guy. It's like somebody filming a guy that's not aware that they're filming, but scrolling through like at a public library, like scrolling through
porn,
like just like hot Instagram butts, but it's like very inappropriate.
Yeah, you gotta, or there's got to be one. There has to be one computer
taking notes
that's like on the corner. You can probably turn it or something.
Yeah,
just be smart about it. Just or look around or see.
You go into like a Staples where you put your card.
At this point, who's even at a fucking library who's not homeless or looking at porn?
Yeah.
Like
they're all doing the same thing.
Yeah, there's nothing good is happening in the library now. Okay, so anyway, so mompov.com, which by the way has, I don't know if, like, I know that people try very hard to scrub things from porn, but I think you really.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is, what I mean is this. So it used to be, in my imagination, mompov.com, the way that I could find it, and again, I don't even know how for those of you, I'm just to brush up on this for a second. Mompov.com is essentially, it's like a POV, of course, point of view, site where the women, they must put, and again, if you want to talk about amateur porn, this is about as amateur as it gets. Mm-hmm. And they find women, they put ads like in Craigslist or adult various, there are websites out there for like adult jobs, and they put ads and they go, hey, looking for blah, blah, blah. And they will pay these women $2,000, $3,000, $1,000, I don't know. And they fly them in. A lot of people from the South, they fly these women in, and typically they're either in Los Angeles or they're in Vegas, and you never see the guy because it's POV. Right. But the women are absolutely, I would say, out of 10 of them, I would say 7 of them are women that are behind on their mortgage.
Yeah.
Just, but they're not
line.
unattractive. There's a couple where you're like, oh, come on, man. And I skip right past that.
Sure.
And sometimes, and they open up, they go, hi, my name is Claire. I'm 46 years old. I'm a mother of 2. And then the guy off camera will go, hey, Claire. And he always talks about their travel, which is weird. He's always like, so how did it go getting here? Did you have any trouble at the airport? No, it was fine. And did you meet anybody nice on the plane? No, just came here and just regretted my whole life.
Like they're just all business.
Oh, yeah.
They want to get this over with.
Although I will say, when they get that, and the guys, they have some fucking hogs on them. When they seem to get into the sex, like
I see
a lot of these women, and that's, I mean, again, I don't know if they went to like a Juilliard of sad mom porn acting, but
they're Stella Adler trained.
Yeah, they get into it, and some of the women, and this, you've really got to find a balance of like, because some of them look like housewives, and you're like, all right, I'm
trying to look up that, like when I put it in my thing.
Okay, so here's what you want.
It's not working.
Here's what you want to do. Go to mompov.com, and then in that same browser search, type in spankbang.com.
Oh, okay.
You got it. It's like,
could I just put mom for some reason? Okay, so I'm not actually going to mompov.com.
Well, here's the thing: mompov.com used to be a website. I don't know what happened.
Okay, because it doesn't load anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think everyone
is going to put in.
I think everyone's in jail that was involved in mom. They finally got to when the 17th mom.
But mom POV, they made scenes. That was
it was a series. It was like a website where you could pay $15 a month and you had access.
Okay. And they're all on the thumbnails are them on a bed in a hotel.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Are you on it now? Did you find it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what it is. So you have to sort of find, and some of the women,
fun.
Oh yeah. And some of them are like, they're cam models. Some of them are really hot. You kind of gotta
Cammy. I'm looking at Cammy.
Cammy's all right.
She's okay.
Yeah, I know Cammy. Yeah. Why don't you return hey Cam, if you're watching, return my goddamn letters. I'll give you a signed.
Ooh, Sierra.
Yeah,
she's chesty. I like her.
I'll give you a signed headshot. Signed, I'm raping you. Love, Brian. In my dreams.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So now, of course, the mom genre has become very popular. But again, they go to great pains to be like, listen, this is your stepmom. I don't think legally they can say it's a mom. They always make it very clear to be like, hey, stepmom, you can't come in my room now.
Well, I think you would fragment your viewership when you're because I actually have seen a scene where they didn't say anything, and I'm like,
wow.
It was very it was
erotic.
Just like a guy set up a camcorder, and like hired his mom, Craigslist or something. Yeah,
mom,
and
clean my room and have incest with me.
I think they were trying to sell that it was actually,
and now he's in jail.
And it was hard to get kind of over that hump.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't sound like I don't sound like uptight, but I don't like incest porn. It's not my thing. So,
no.
But
Step is that's wonderful.
I like the one where
beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is because you know what? She's not getting it from his dad. He is giving it to her because her father, he doesn't like his father. There's a lot of, I like the family dynamic that is implied in stepmom or even stepsister.
The sort of exposition.
I will say stepsister porn seems a little more transactional. Meaning the stepsister will say, I need a ride to the mall, or don't tell mom I have an OnlyFans account or something. It gets a little plot thick-y for me, but a lot of it. But the stepmom stuff is usually horny stepmom.
Yeah. And the thing that I think makes it good is the age gap. Like the fact that there's like a weird, it's more taboo.
Yes, it is absolutely.
Because I mean, 2 step siblings to me is not that's going to happen.
And also,
I feel like that almost is just going to happen.
And I will say this. I will say that if the stepsister is supposed to be in high school and she has 2 sleeves and a giant, like, I don't know, like a Bahamut satanic fucking tattoo on her stomach and her vagina is pierced like 9 times. I'm like, what are you, a 30-year-old sophomore? Like it does take away a little bit from that.
Agreed.
Although I like girls in tattoos, so I can get around that, but I don't like when they go. And also I don't like it, and I know I've mentioned this before, but like when they are from Russia or Ukraine or whatever it is, and he goes, "Hey, step Sisi,
brother,
yeah, Sisi." You go, Sisi, come here. I don't like to make why you don't have petrol in the car. Why not you put petrol in car?
Why did you eat all my American corn dogs?
Like
they're just saying like very
mother said you must clean flat before you go to festival.
Yes, it's like very
like what? Right. Yes, there's you don't peel potatoes. I want to not peel potatoes. Well, then if you not peel potatoes, sissy, then you must come on here and take my dungarees off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. Right. Take off my American tennis shoes with knotted laces. It's like, I immediately click off that.
No,
but I wonder.
Can't do it.
Okay, so a couple of things. I wonder why every clip is like 9 minutes or 11 minutes long. It seems to be a magic number, right? But then they say, if you want to watch the whole video, then you go to, and this is a very unfortunately named website, but it seems to keep popping up in my in my ministrations. Momcomesfirst.com. It's a real website. It's a thing. But
it's a premium URL probably too.
Yeah, they also
that'll run you $75 on GoDaddy.
They also own wingnut.com, right? But so the thing about it is Mom Comes First. And also, you know who's on momcomesfirst.com is our guest. Why am I fucking blanking on her name?
Joanna?
Yeah, Joanna Angel. Yeah.
Okay.
She plays
like a biker mom.
Goth mom.
Goth mom.
Which is a genre.
Oh, that's right. Goth mom.
Yes, goth mom. Goth mom can be found on momcomesfirst.com. There'll be a quiz and all this later. Make sure you're taking notes.
Okay.
So she's the goth, and the goth mom is just the best friend of the stepmom. It's a little
right. I remember her telling us about she's the stepmom's
she's
friend.
The horny stepmom.
Horny stepmom.
And I'll tell you what, it's a really good scene. I will say, for what it's worth.
Listen, she's quite the actress.
She's sitting there, she's going, "What? You can't handle this. You can't handle you. I know you want it, but if I give it to you, you're not gonna know what to do with it. This is 15 eggs, and you can only fit a dozen in the carrier.
It needs to be like porn with like that leans a little Yiddish, I think.
Oh, there's Jewish porn. I have looked up. I have Googled because I like Jewish girls.
Sure. Right.
I have searched Jewish moms come first.com, and it comes up. Bubby, how are you? I haven't seen you since Passover. What are you up doing? Are you still in medical school? No, I can't afford it any longer. I lay here in bed and play my PlayStation.
I would love.
It's a fucking thing.
Some Catskills porn.
Not as on the nose as that. No pun intended. But there is. I have seen. If you Google search Jewish mom comes first, there are a couple of scenes, and they make it very clear that she is a Jewish stepmother. Matter of fact, I believe I searched Jewish stepmother. Cream pie, mom comes first.
Right.
And the same one is she has curly hair, big loaf of challah under her hand, right? Comes in.
She's telling you it's not too late to go to law school.
Yeah. She's like, we moved to Boynton.
While you're digitally manipulating her.
We moved to Boynton Beach from Ronkonkoma. You can't come visit. So now you're laying in bed with your schmeckle as hard as the algebra that you failed. That's why you're at community college, but we're not here to talk about what a failure you are. Now she's cucking him a little bit.
Right.
All right. So anyway, I have gone to the actual website Mom comes
overbearing
first.
Jewish mother porn.
Well, stepmother porn.
.com.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
right, right.
It's not like you're
well,
real.
you could be. Here's the scenario.
Go ahead.
This is how I would envision it. Overbearing Jewish mother.
That's yes.
Right.
Yep.
And she's overbearing to her son, but she's doing the porn with her son's friend.
Well, we get kicked off YouTube if I start masturbating right now.
Who's a goy.
Yes.
And
okay, hold on.
Like,
back it up.
Doing everything right.
I talked over you. What is it again?
Okay, so overbearing Jewish mother.
You could, by the way, you could just say Jewish mother, but yes.
Okay.
Overbearing.
And then and she's
go ahead.
And but the porn is not, the sex is happening with the goy son's best friend. And he's like captain of the football team. Yes. So it's cuck adjacent, because it's like she's kind of going like, why can't you be more like Bradley?
Okay, so he's in the room. So the step, well, that's why.
Yeah.
Because you can't. Yes. That's cuck. It has to be the cuck.
We'll say he's in the room.
So he's in the corner watching like the captain of the football team, like the goy, the beautiful blonde goy.
That gets very taboo, because then he's kind of into it. So that kind of is maybe too much like incest.
Okay.
I'm
no. I like where you're going with that.
I'm spitballing.
You're shtickballing.
Yeah. Chris says maybe nerdy Jewish kid is tutoring the football captain.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. But it's POV, so it's a little tricky in terms of the dynamics. They'd have to almost be like playing video games or something. They would need a lot of exposition. Like,
right,
you only come over here when Tyler is here in his football costume. Like he fucks up all the words about it. You know what I mean? So he's not footballing. So are you doing your footballing practicing rehearsals this afternoon, or do you want a slice of this brisket? This brisket is hot and pink. I can't believe you're talking. You married to my father? You're talking like this to Tyler? Tyler's like, oh, it's cool. Hey, Joshua, why don't you go get us some egg creams?
Yeah.
And then he comes back in the room. Maybe the camera moves.
$20. Go get us some egg creams.
Yeah. Maybe the camera moves away into the kitchen, and the whole time you hear Joshua muttering, oh, yeah, I can't believe my stepmother's in there with Tyler alone doing God knows what. You see the fridge open. It's nothing but like pickles in there and like bromo salts or something.
Oh my God.
And then he actually makes an egg cream, which is it's milk and chocolate sauce and fucking and then seltzer, and you see him stir it.
Yeah.
And he carries him back in, and he brings it back in, and now his stepmother is like, but they haven't started fucking yet, because if you really want the cucking to start, you've got to be there for the beginning already. And maybe Tyler even cucks him on the egg, or she cucks him on the egg cream. She's like, too much milk. What am I now? I'm getting fat. You know how I am with dairy. I'm going to be in the toilet all weekend. Thanks for nothing, Joshua. Tyler, when we have our sex, it's going to be mainly vaginal, because you don't want to go back there right now. It's a bubbling cauldron of dairy-inspired diarrhea.
Nothing sexy about it.
No.
Other than the fact that she's fucking her son's friend. There's nothing sexy.
If I break wind, let's just say that the Venezuelan maid is going to have a work cut out for her. Not my fault she came over.
I like it. Brooklyn POV.
Yeah. So anyway, so momcomesfirst.com is an actual website where I guess you can buy memberships, and then but who's really buying memberships anymore?
Yeah, I don't know, but I will say this.
Go ahead, please.
Occasionally when you're, perusing, and you'll see something, and they hit the nail on the head. It's exactly what you're looking for. And it's a 7-minute clip.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not quite the aficionado that's actually going to buy a membership, but it's like
a numbers game.
If I was a single dude and I was, or let's just say at a time when I was a single dude, I was maybe spending a little more time looking at porn.
Yes.
Yeah, I would. I'd probably do it.
And that is the nerve they're hitting. I think you're right.
And they always do the thing where it's like $1 to start, and then
I've often,
I think I've done that.
I've often wondered what you get if you buy like a membership to YouPorn.
Right.
If I buy a membership to YouPorn,
like YouPorn Red or something or whatever
like
the fuck
right.
it is.
Yeah, YouPorn After Dark. Yeah, yeah. YouPorn.porn.
I like that it's after dark. It sounds so tame.
I know.
It's like, ooh, that's when we have sex.
Yeah, that's when the freaks come out. That's when the kissing turns into petting. Yeah. And by the way, like, how horny do you have to be where you're like, oh, I love YouPorn, but I want double YouPorn.
Yeah. This is my question for you. Is you've seen these webcam?
Oh, do I ever?
Right. So I'm trying to figure out, and I get it. I don't think I'm their demo.
No.
But I was on a site. I don't probably like Spank Bang or something. Or like X Video or something like that. Yeah. And they have like the
collegeboys.com.
They have the Crown Heights POV.com. They have like the webcam girls. And there was a girl, and I was like, oh wow, she's look at the gazungas on her.
Yeah, yeah.
Not for nothing.
Not for nothing. All natural.
And
I'm Ashkenazi.
Right. Yeah. And I click on it, and I'm like, oh, let me just see what she's got going on.
Sure.
And I mean, I figured the idea is you gotta buy the coins, or you gotta whatever to see the the real good stuff. Yes. But it's a full on. I mean, it says it's live. I don't know if it's live or if it's just a video.
Yeah.
But it's a full on, like, she's fucking jerking herself off.
Yeah, sure.
Fully nude. And it's like, I think, how are guys not just watching that? Like, where's the money come? I didn't pay any money.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And I got to see the whole thing.
All right. Well, you didn't. That's the thing. What the guys pay for is
to interact.
The private room.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't need.
So you see what you're watching is you're watching like a live show, or maybe it's a you're probably what you're.
Yeah,
what
I think
you're
it's just maybe a loop or something.
You're watching a loop, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the loop was. It was, it wasn't. I'd seen in the past. It was like just a girl kind of like, "Hey, Jimmy,
doobie doo," right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Strangers in the night.
Yes, exactly. And not nary a nipple showing.
Yeah, no.
But this was like she was full on going to town.
But I tell you that,
and like squirting and stuff. So I'm like, I mean,
gracious.
What else is on the menu at that?
Well,
point?
Again, at that point, it's the personal interaction.
Sure. Yeah.
And I want to get it. By the way, just to go back to the Jewish thing for a second, I think it'd be really funny if you owned a website like that and you were so on brand that you shut it down from sundown on Friday.
That'd be great.
To sun up on Saturday.
And I would do that too. I would do it for Shabbos.
I would, for
We'd
Shabbos.
Be closed for Shabbos.
We'd turn off.
I would send out reminders that say, don't forget to have your Shabbos goys download content.
I would say, look,
enough content for to get you to Sunday.
Do whatever you like, but you can't do it here.
Saturday.
We're not here to judge. You can't do it here. That's all I'm saying. And it is a shanda if you're doing it when it's during Shabbos. Yes. A shanda is a crime, just so you know.
Okay,
it's a religious crime. Right. Okay. So and then but to what you just said about that I had an ex my ex girlfriend. I mean, really wasn't not like Sasha where I call her my ex-girlfriend, but she doesn't remember.
You're fucking
how funny is it that Sasha does not remember being my girlfriend? Isn't that funny?
You double remember.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, Christ, I can't remember what I had for lunch. You and I had lunch.
Triple remember.
We had lunch a half an hour ago. I don't remember what I ate.
Yeah, I don't recall.
I can tell you the outfit Sasha wore when we went to go see Anthony. What's his name? Banderas.
Antonio
Banderas. Yeah. Remember the one where he was in? We went to see the sequel to El Mariachi.
Okay.
That movie that he was in, Mexican gun movie. Robert Rodriguez. Anyway, we saw that together, but we were both too cocaine to really pay attention to the movie. Yeah. I miss those days. Yeah. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is I lost my train of thought.
Sasha Knopp, what we ate for lunch.
Ex-girlfriend. So I had an ex-girlfriend, Kim, and she was the one that said we go to bars and I would leave and she touched me like
touches me like
a gynecologist. Thank you very much.
I like her. I like her.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, a lot of fun.
Anyway, that kind of humor.
Yeah, she was good. I would just stand there and be, are we leaving yet? You can go home. I'm not leaving you here with this guy.
Oh man.
Anyway, but she worked. She was a webcam model. And this was like fucking 25 years ago. Like a dial-up webcam model. I mean, what did you do? Jerk off?
Dial-up webcam. It's like
Right. You have to get a real
still frames,
a real player update to finish. Yeah. You're like jerking out. You're like, fuck, she's buffering. She's buffering.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
Listen, we've all been there.
But she worked with a guy because the way this place worked, this was right by the Empire State Building. I know it sounds like I'm making this up. But
she actually went to an establishment and like one of a little cam house.
Because they probably had a T1 line.
Aha.
Yep. So she went, and it was a bunch of offices
before fiber optics.
So she became friends with this Puerto Rican kid who was, I don't know, 19, 20, 21. And she told me that he can blow himself. And that's what he would do in his room.
Okay.
He would.
He was a web boy.
A web actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and I remember we were like just about to break up. This was like June of 99. Mm-hmm. And I remember I came to the apartment and he was in the living room, and she had told me about him, about he can blow himself. And I didn't know that it was him, but I walked into my living room and there was this like 5'4" Puerto Rican kid who was there. And I said to him, I said, "Oh, you must be the guy that can blow himself."
Yeah.
And she got so angry with me.
Said, guilty.
He was embarrassed.
Oh, he was embarrassed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he also was a musician or something. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah. He's I plead.
Excuse me. Right. I didn't do 9 years of piano. It's cool.
Julia.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Blow my roll.
Can I? And I remember asking him, I was like, I was badgering him. I was like, let me see that donkey dick. And
he had a big one.
Oh my God. Yes.
In order to reach, I guess
he did ultimately show me.
One of the things when I worked with Danny Daniels, who does a lot of webcam stuff, like the whole cam soda thing. I think for like girls that have a name, it's very lucrative. But she would have regulars, and I remember one of the things she was like, because they do where they can see the guy or the person.
Oh God.
Yeah, but she said it would get so wild, and one of the things that became sort of a trend that she looked forward to seeing was guys would do like a handstand and they would jerk off in their own face.
Yeah,
they would finish in their own face.
Yeah,
you seem unfazed by
well, okay, here's the thing. Have you heard of the movie? Have you heard of the movie Short Bus?
No.
There's a movie that came out called Short Bus. Probably came out about 10, 12, 13 years ago. And it's a really wild movie. Okay. It's an independent movie. So something that you might go see at like Angelica or something. Independent movie. And it's all about this. It takes place in New York City. And again, it's not shot like it's a porn. It's shot like a regular indie movie, like something that you would just see, like an indie, like the guy that made the Clerks movie, like one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a Kevin Smith.
Like a Kevin Smith joint.
Okay. Yes.
And the movie opened, the movie's all about relationships and people in relationships. And there's this Asian American girl who she can't have an orgasm. And she's with her boyfriend, who's a good-looking guy. And the movie opens up with her. And there, by the way, Short Bus, full-on fucking in the movie. Throughout the movie, full-on fucking. Okay. And at a certain point, I don't mean to give spoiler alert, but at a certain point, the Short Bus pertains to a sex party in Manhattan where everyone is all shapes and sizes. So the idea is this sex party is like when developmentally disabled kids would ride a short bus to school.
Yeah.
So imagine and forgive the term, a sex club party full of retarded people. That's kind of the pitch.
Wow.
Or at least, for example, by the way, look it up so you know I'm not crazy.
Short Bus movie?
Short Bus movie. Yes. Okay. And
you're afraid I'm gonna think you imagined this whole thing
in a fever dream. Yeah, this is a COVID inspired fantasy. I just woke up and it's all over my walls. It's just written Short Bus over and over again.
Okay, but 2006.
Okay,
erotic comedy.
Yeah, it's an erotic comedy. Wow. That's right. And what happened is the girl ends up going. It's been a while, but the girl ends up going to a sex party, and there's a guy at the sex party who's like 80. And he's being blown by another guy like at the party. Wow. So you don't see a lot of that action happening. Yikes. But the reason why I bring it up is because the movie opens up with a gay guy who's in a committed relationship with a boyfriend.
Okay.
And he's laying on the floor with his legs kind of like he's laying on his back with his legs towards his ears, like all stretched back like this. And he's sucking his own dick and he's coming into his mouth. And that's how the movie opens. And, and I rented it and that DVD was in a Jurassic Park DVD case from Blockbuster. I said, oh my stars. Absolutely. When is Sam? I can't fucked it up. The guy, I can't remember the guy's name. Sam. What was the guy's name? He was like Sam, Australian actor who was in the first Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Sam O'Neill.
I don't know. I would have to look it up.
Okay. Anyway, so Laura Dern was in it too. She played his daughter, I think. Yeah, I think it was Sam O'Neill.
Sam Neill.
There you go. Anyway, so that is what happened in that. That was the that's what made me think of it. But short bus, yeah. Should we say hi to everybody?
Yeah, let's say hi to the folks, and then we're gonna go. We're gonna go a little further into the.
Remember, just to bring it up again,
video section.
YouTube. Believe it or not, there's actually a YouTuber on it right now. I wish we were on YouPorn. YouTube, please just open the show and let it run. It doesn't cost anything, and we need to get our watch hours up and just let it run.
We'll set some shit up to say that easier.
Oh, good. Too, so we'll tweet out a link or
for sure. Threads out. Yeah, exactly. Hi to Decline. Hi to Chris.
Hey Chris.
Hi to Dr. Spurgenberg.
Hello, Dr. Spurgenberg.
He says, I can't watch this show now that Brian is a sovereign citizen. I think is that a inside joke because we talk about sovereign citizens maybe on Court Cam.
We did. Yeah.
Unless you went sovereign.
Excuse me. I'm a resident traveling. I'm a traveling resident.
Yes.
Excuse me. You're shit-faced drunk and you just killed 9 children. They are not children. They are just talking little mannequins.
Julian says, "What's up, boys? It's Friday, Craig. Blaze it."
Yeah.
So that's a Friday reference.
That's fucking
Craig. Every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen.
Messing with my money.
Eating up all the food.
Messing with my money is like messing with my emotions.
Yeah. Big Worm.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Thank you. R.I.P. Did he die? I'm sure he died.
Or
at least lost a foot.
Yeah, he definitely gout or diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hi to Julian.
Hi, Julian.
Oh, that Brian, can you send me a headshot?
Yeah,
Julian, you got to just send us your address.
And if you're on, is he on Patreon? I don't.
Yeah, try to get on Patreon.
Yeah, you got to get on Patreon to get that headshot.
It's kind of a promotion for Patreon, and we don't want to slight the.
Yeah, just get on Patreon. It's like you can even join for like $2, and then cancel immediately. I'm not going to know. Right. But so
I won't tell him.
So go to what is it? It's on the screen back here. You go on Patreon. Join
patreon.com/Brian
and
McCarthy.
then go into the messages, and then when you go in the messages, just go hey and send us your name and your address, and we'll get it out. I think I'm going to send them out on Monday. And again,
oh wow,
just
that soon.
Well, I think I'm getting them tomorrow. So fuck. What do I have to do?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll have my wife help me.
So get in your addresses.
Yeah. I ordered 50,000. That should cover it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you can always order more.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. But the second one's $800.
Nick says, Brian, I'll trade headshots with you. Mine's from 2004, but it's black and white, so it doesn't show off my Latino features.
Nick is obsessed with being Latino, by the way. I invited him over to the house for lunch, and he couldn't do it. Nick, we have to make that lunch thing happen.
Yeah.
By the way,
he's a proud Latino, I think.
Yeah, but his Monroy doesn't really scream Hispanic to me. You know what I mean? Oh. Like, I don't know if it's a stage name. I love the idea. By the way, Nick, just to address you for a second, I wonder when do the headshots stop becoming black and white? Because when they're now color. You know what I mean?
Well, don't you kind of do both? Do you send both?
Not anymore. I don't think people do black and white.
To.
Yeah, like
I liked black and white.
Yeah, I have a bunch of old headshots from 2011, even older than that. Believe me.
Right. Keep going. Sorry.
What I was going to say is just yeah, and then obviously Nick, because Nick is sort of on our team. Nick, if you don't have to join Patreon, you can just send me an. I'll just give you. I'll take you to lunch and I'll just give you a headshot. There you go. Right. Done. Okay. Anyway, but when it was funny when I got the headshots printed up, I had to go to headshotprinting.com and I filled out, and they were really funny because they kind of walk you through printing them out, and they're like, all right, when you write your name, make sure it's like, I think it's like Paladin or it's one of those like fonts, they were like, don't do Times New Roman, don't do Helvetica.
Right.
It has to be Paladin or something. I remember thinking to myself, imagine like if you're a casting director at an audition, you're like, this guy was great.
Yeah. But
Times New Roman.
Yes. Comic Sans
in 15 points. What a fucking jerk off.
Right.
I'm not, no, this is not happening.
Sorry, guys. Papyrus, no can do.
We're hiring anybody else.
Right.
This guy's perfect for it. As a matter of fact, we're rebooting Indiana Jones, and his name is Indiana Jones, and we're not going to do it because we don't work with people who don't put the right font on their thing.
Indiana Orlando Jones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Chris says, get Sabrina Piper as a guest. She, I think that was when we were talking about Jewish porn stars.
Really?
Wrote that, but I don't think she's like a funny. She's a comedian and with big rack.
Oh yeah, big fat tits. Sabrina Piper.
I think her handle is Funny Girl with Tits. If that's the one I'm thinking.
Christ. What do your parents think of that nonsense?
I don't know if she's Jewish and that's why he wrote that, but
what is Karen Feehan's thing? Funny Girl without tits?
Got her.
Bag of bones.
Roasted.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Although I would like to get with her. God bless me.
I never got that thing that you have with her.
Unfortunately I do find her very funny. I find her funny.
You know what? I take that back. She's attractive. She's like
not your type.
No,
but she has a great caboose. You can appreciate it. It's kind of like if somebody took you to a really good Indian restaurant, you're like, I don't really like Indian food, but
here's the thing: when it comes to just a roll in the hay,
yes,
with no strings attached, my type
interestingly
gets way
I bet it does
widens so much.
Nothing stops
Funny
you.
How that works?
A mustache, a cock,
right?
Yeah, exactly right. A hump,
yes,
right. Some sort of weird thumb on next to your other thumb.
Right. I don't have to sustain a relationship with you. I can hump you a couple times. Yeah, no problem.
I agree.
Hi to Jacob. Oh, Jacob writes, hi y'all.
Hey,
Jacob here. He wrote it like it's a letter to us. Jacob here, longtime listener.
Hi, Jacob.
Friend of the show.
Hey, buddy.
You know Jacob. I think buying porn memberships is only good for seeing the porn releases that are being advertised on the home screen.
Yes.
Before it hits the site.
Or yes, and also I think also a much longer clip, or much long because what you're effectively watching on, again, mom comes first or whatever. You're seeing a 7, 9, 11 minute edited clip of like a 40-minute version. You know what'd be really funny is if you join Mom Comes First and it was actually like a 2-hour movie, but that was the only sex part is the 7 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing about their relationship, and the father shows up and he's like, I can't believe you're having sex with my wife. And he's like, well, you should never divorce Mom. And the stepmom comes in, she's like, I have breast cancer.
Yeah.
And then
I would like
then they
45 minutes of exposition.
Yeah. They move into a new house. There's like boxes everywhere. And
I don't know anybody here. I don't want to go to school. I don't need friends.
At one point, the father's looking at pictures of his old wife, and they play a version of Cats in the Cradle, but they don't have the rights to it. So they play, it's just kind of like an off version of it. It's like dogs in the basket and a metal fork, little boy red. It's so stupid.
They knock off Cats in the Cradle.
Child arrived just the other weekend.
Right. Yeah. Hi to John Mack.
Hi, Johnny Mack.
Hi, Nick. Nick also says, I did black and white in 2004 when I graduated college. The next year in 2005, all the kids did color. So around then is when
he's like a guy that bought a horse and buggy in 1908.
Sure.
And the next year, everyone's like, where's your Model T?
Right.
What are you? Some kind of Milwaukee captain?
Right.
So Nick, maybe on Monday, if you want to have lunch, then you can help me make all these envelopes.
It's all just a ruse to get them.
Yeah. Nick just shows up and there's I'm like, you want to take it underneath his plate? There's just a stack of manila envelopes. Right. I'm like, oh my God, how do we even let's play a game where we address these.
Right.
And whoever can address the most can order dessert.
Right.
All right.
Also, hi to Mud Sharks Unite.
Hey, what's up, Mud Sharks?
That's a nod to the late great Chad Zumach.
Oh, fuck him.
Yeah,
was he dead?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, thank God. I mean, oh God. Talk about a good day for comedy. Although that would imply that he's actually in comedy.
You'd see that. That'd be a great day for comedy.
A great day for convicted felons.
Yeah.
A good. Yeah. Shit. All right.
Well, shit.
Well,
everybody.
fuck me. I guess we should hop over to the Patreon. Everybody, thank you very much. Again, please try to get on that YouTube thing. It doesn't cost anything. You're just sitting there and just let it run. Let it run. Let it run.
Watch a couple. Yeah. And I'll set up some playlists and maybe
okay,
whatever.
Good. So Animal set up some playlists. He'll take care of that.
Get one like with guests, one without. So if you want just the boys or Oops All Berries, maybe.
And just turn it on and let it. It's not going to make your computer too warm. And if people are concerned, they're going to go, oh my God, my computer's going to get too hot. It doesn't. It has nothing to do with the processor. God, I get it really quick before we go.
Please.
My wife has a laptop from her job, and it is like the shittiest laptop. Like,
is it the ThinkPad?
It's a Lenovo.
Oh,
which is a ThinkPad.
I saw a ThinkPad around here the other day.
It is the same one.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's the same one.
I don't know what. There's some sort of corporate deal where they probably get like 1,000 of them for
1,000. I think
for
a million. Yeah,
$20 or something. Because everybody uses ThinkPads.
I believe Lenovo makes the ThinkPad now. IBM has split up. Lenovo, I believe Nick could probably speak on this. I don't know why he thinks he would know, but Lenovo, I'm pretty sure, is like IBM's corporate division.
Okay.
Who gives a shit? But my point is that the other day my wife was on her laptop and she goes, I think there's something wrong with my laptop. I said, oh, I picked it up. I swear to God, it must have been 350 degrees. Yeah. And it wasn't even plugged in. It was just like,
what the fuck?
It was just sitting there like, whom, whom, whom.
Just radiate.
Yeah. I said, turn it off and put it on the bathroom or something. Yeah. We put it on some tile. I don't know.
Did you have to draw an ice bath?
I said, turn it off. Don't. Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck?
Yeah. We put some bread on it, made it grilled cheese.
Interesting.
Yeah, it got really hot. So I told her, I said,
out for that.
Take it to work and have them look at this because look, I'm not Paul Allen.
Take it into the walk-in maybe for a little bit.
Take it to the guys at IT and just see what's going. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Put it. Yeah, send it to Santa Claus. Maybe he can fucking let a reindeer sleep on it or something. So but now she got it back. But every time she gets it back, it's like it's not really fixed. It's just kind of like a Band-Aid on it. So, but I just remember she ended up, there was like smoke coming out the side. I'm like, the keyboards are melting. I'm like, is that an R or an L? And it's on fire. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If this is a podcast, like it, share it. Doesn't take much. Just, put it on whatever you're watching this on. And remember, on social media, it's Brian M. Show. That's on TikTok. That's on Instagram. And it's on Threads. Although,
baby.
Who cares about that, I guess. But
Threads, mama.
Hello. All right. Mom comes first and Adam comes whenever. Bye.
Okay, stand by.